It's a bittersweet moment here at Eaton High School as the final game, potentially, of the men's season is coming up next. Not only is it bittersweet because this is the final game of the regular season, but it's also Senior Day. We got to honor 3 seniors who have been here since 2017, the start of the program, which is absolutely wild to think because I wasn't even there that long. So it's a bittersweet moment, and honestly, it's been a wild season overall. But today has some major implications for what's coming up for this playoff season. So, first of all, here's what you need to know. IU East either needs to win or tie today to clinch the number 6 seed for the River States Conference tournament. So with that win or a tie, IU East would visit number 3 seed Point Park in the tournament quarterfinals on Thursday. So, either way, if IU East can win or tie, they will be going to the tournament. If not, they're done. The season's over. Midway season is already done. So they're not really playing for very much. They're pretty much just trying to spoil IU East's claim to a tournament spot. The good news for IU East, though, is that they have won 4 of their last 5 matches, including a 5-1 win at Asbury on April 1st, which seems like a long time ago. Not too much, though, but it does feel like a long time, especially with all the crazy weather that's happened since then. This Senior Day has actually been rescheduled now for its 4th time. So, hey, you know what? Whatever works. If we can finally get the game going, we'll get the game going. And that's what today is. Unfortunately, we're going to try to make it a doubleheader so we could also get the women's matchup playing, especially because they are now in their tournament season. But unfortunately, that was not allowed. And also tomorrow, the women are not playing here at Eaton. They're actually playing all the way in Wright State because there's going to be a track meet for Eaton High School. So a lot of games moving around, a lot of different moving parts. But overall, we're still playing, so that's a great thing to go with. Midway, they're 1-9-1 with their lone win in the non-conference matchup in September. So they haven't had really as amazing of a season. They're 0-2 in the spring restart, and they had just recently had 3-2 losses against Asbury and Brescia. Some players to watch today. Gustavo Ferrari, he's in the 11th position in the nation with 14 goals and 16th in the nation with 32 total points. Actually, that's really amazing, especially for an NAIA team like IU East. IU East, they are currently at 3-7 overall, 3-4 in the conference. So they've had their struggles this season, especially with injuries and also just finding games to play overall. But it's been looking pretty good. Meanwhile, on the Midway side of things, number 20, Drew Blades, leads Midway with 3 goals, and number 2, Jacob Smith, has a team-high 2 assists during this season. So lots to think about, lots to ponder. It's been a long season. Meanwhile, it is absolutely cooking here in Eaton High School. 73 is the high. It feels like 73, so no temperature is lost there. Also, it's 11 miles an hour out of the west-southwest. So wind isn't such a big factor, but it is just a tiny bit breezy. The UV index is 1, so don't worry about getting burnt. But it was kind of high today. And honestly, it just feels like a summer day. So we'll take a quick break as the PA plays through, and I'll be back with starters and more. You're watching IU East Men's Soccer here on the Red Wolves Sports Network. with everything else out of the way, we'll go over starters really quickly as I change my graphics. It's always great when you can keep the same graphics you had last time. We'll start first with Midway. Their goalkeeper today is number 1, Hunter Caudill. He's a junior from Winchester, Kentucky. Following him is number 6, Adam Milanovic. He's a sophomore from Norrköping, Sweden. Don't see too many Swedish players nowadays. Number 7, Taylor Daniels up next. He's a junior from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Number 8, Evan Sakamaki is a senior from Floyd's Knob, Indiana. Number 11, Clayton Parks is a junior from Winchester, Kentucky. Number 14, Thomas Sidebottoms, a junior from Bardstown, Kentucky. Number 19, Kirk Aitken is a sophomore from Melbourne, Australia. Number 20, Drew Blades. We talked a little bit about him in the pregame. He's a junior from Midway, Kentucky. Number 24, Simon Kahn is a freshman from Bonn, Germany. And number 29, Will Sidebottom is a freshman from Bardstown, Kentucky. And finally, the last player on this roster is number 47, Florine Tohira, this freshman from Lexington, Kentucky, coached by Tim Wolves in his 5th season. Meanwhile, for IU East, in the goal, one of the few seniors graduating soon, senior number 00, Aaron Gibson from La Quinta, California. Up next, number 5, Callum Coleman. He's a sophomore from Darlington, UK. Number 9, Trevor Lenke. He's also one of the seniors that was honored today. He's from Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Number 10, Gustavo Ferrari is up next. He's a sophomore from Alberta, Canada. Number 13, Brian Alvarez is next. He's a senior from Liberal, Kansas. Number 15, Julio Leal Ruiz is a junior from Napa, California. Number 17, Montel James is a senior from Rosao, Dominica. Number 23, Jesus Ochoa is a junior from Napa, California. Number 24, Dalen Troutman is a sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana. Number 25, Gavin Miller is a sophomore from Grand Blanc, Michigan. And number 29, Michael Hall, last person on the roster, junior from Harrison, Ohio. Red Wolves are coached by Steve Moore in his 4th season and assisted by Matt Wolf, also in his 4th season. That's a look at your starting lineups for today. Really, there's nothing else to talk about. Both teams just playing. IU East playing for a spot in the tournament. Midway just trying to spoil. And it's going to be an absolute field day today because Midway is wearing all yellow. And so those numbers don't stick out as well as you might expect. But we'll try our best. Both teams really haven't gotten too strong a possession. IU East has it, though. They're near midfield. They'll move to the far sideline, pass outside. Fancy moves, but the ball goes out of bounds off of Midway. IU East is trying to pass here on the close sideline. Gets it stolen away. But somehow, Red Wolves still have it. Midway now on the IU East side of the field for the first time today. Looking for some progress. And that might be a great thing for the Eagles, considering that their poor goalkeeper has had a field day this season trying to keep goals away. It looks like he's started 10 games. He's played 10 games. But he's allowed 34 goals. He's had 74 saves. His record is 1-6 overall. So I'm sure he's looking for his defense to try and hold back this IU East attack, because IU East is strong on the offensive, at least when it comes to shots by period. So far this season, IU East has 70 shots in the first compared to their opponent's 68, and they have 88 in the second compared to their opponent's 74 shots. So IU East is no stranger to offense, but here's a corner kick from Midway. Way too high of a cross. Ball is up in the air, up for grabs. 50-50. IU East trying to get the header, and that should be a pretty decent clear. Montel James bumped into. Ball's out of bounds off of IU East. Ball's now near the far sideline. Midway's in possession on their defensive line. Now here's a wide open, close sideline. Midway trying to sneak through. And is it out? No. Ball's back to Gibson. Gibson, quick throw. He'll look for the far sideline. Turning and sprinting. Cut to the inside. It looks like Midway really isn't too keen on pressuring that defensive line. They're taking their time, which is always good too, especially with hot conditions like this. Player endurance is always not as high as a normal cool day, especially since we haven't felt temperatures like this in probably months. It's going to be an adjustment, and that's a wide left kick. I think it was intended to be a shot, but I don't know if they'll actually count that as one. And, well, Don looked at me and shrugged his shoulders. So I'm going to say that's not a shot. But at least that was the intended outcome. Ball is in possession of Midway. If you can think all the way back, well, I say all the way back, but a week ago, the IU East women's team defeated Midway. So although they're two different teams, it's always something to look forward to. Speaking of that, the women will be playing tomorrow night. Like I mentioned, they'll be playing at Wright State. It's a little bit weird. I don't think I've ever been to that campus in my life. Maybe that's for the best. Maybe it's for the worst. I don't know. But that should be an exciting game, especially knowing how 2019 went for the women's soccer team. I'm expecting at least some sort of repeat, but we'll have to see. And what's going to be extremely strange is that, well, that wasn't strange that Gibson was able to pick up that ball. But what will be strange is that if IU East plays their cards right, they will actually have another home game this coming Saturday. But it doesn't get, it doesn't get any less strange because then volleyball is also playing on Saturday. So depending on how this lines up, depending on how IU East does compared to how their opponents do also in the tournament, IU East could be hosting both a soccer match and a volleyball match all on Saturday. So it's going to be a pretty busy day for all athletics involved. Also, tennis is doing their own thing. Golf's doing their own thing. Track and field is doing their own thing. So lots of stuff here to fit in during this upcoming week. Midway is looking for some open space. Ooh, nice move. Actually a great decision by Dalen Troutman. Kind of faked out the offensive man there, but whistle's blown. And we'll see a throw in by IU East. Coleman's back on that line. A pass near the middle. Wide open outside lane. He'll think against it. And now it's back to Coleman. Coleman past midfield. Troutman keeps it in bounds. Coleman decides just to get it back to Gibson. He's got all day. This is a good chance for IU East right here, trying to get this past the line to forwards. Ball's out of bounds and off of IU East. 37:40 remaining in the first half. We're scoreless. And like I said, remember, IU East only needs to either win or tie to make it in the tournament. Cross. And the ball's kicked back to the outside. Great moves by Midway, great passing. And now they're in possession. Whistle's blown, and that should be out on the Eagles. And that was close to a foul. It looked like Midway was trying to hold back some shooters for IU East. But instead, it looks like it'll be another throw-in. Ball's near the top. And wow, what a great clear. Ball is sent back to Gibson. Gibson finds Coleman. Coleman's flanked by Troutman, but he's going to go to the far side of the field. Great passing by IU East, moving through. Nice move, nice spin. Now we're to James. James takes a shot. Wide right. And the ref says the ball might have glanced off of somebody on Midway. So we'll see the first corner kick for IU East. And it looks like that should be Montel James in the corner. I haven't seen the IU East men's team do too many set pieces, but we'll see how this one goes. Far side, off the head of Midway, and all the way back close to the 40-yard line. Ball popped in the goal box, wide left. And the area was Coleman. Also, he was probably thinking about shooting it, but that was just a little bit too wide left. I don't know if you'd really consider that a shot, but once again, that was the intended outcome. So with 35 minutes left to play in the first, we're still tied. Before the game started, Steve Moore came up here, and we were joking with him and said, hey, get that tie. Obviously, he doesn't want a tie because that's just more time, more stress. The more time you play, the more chances there are for mistakes. So you always want to be careful. Great job by James bouncing off Midway. Still in possession. Out of the far corner. Kicked inside. Shot. And saved by Caudill. So I have to say, IU East is maintaining that pressure against Midway, which is always super important. You always want to make sure that your opponent isn't getting chances to score. And right now, that's what they're doing. Ball's near midfield. Bounces over, I believe, Gavin Miller. And that ball is out of here. So no shot. I wouldn't even call that an attempt, or at least an intended attempt. I would call that more of a pass, realistically. But Midway might have another chance here. As I stutter, I was trying to figure out what to say next, but that ball's out of bounds again. Nice looking to pass through the midfield. Nice header. Still going forward. Another great header. But there's nobody able there to return it. Ball's back to Caudill. He's not really being pressured. He's got some time. He'll look for midfield. Oh, and that might have been a little bit of a push, yeah. That'll be on IU East. I believe that's Ochoa. Ochoa is one of the few freshmen that came on here during the spring semester, along with Ruiz. Overall, it's not too often you get to see freshmen that come on this, I guess you would call it late in the season, even though this season is just messed up in general. But this late in the season, you don't see freshmen usually get that much chance to play. That much of a chance, at least. We'll see. Caudill is way out of the goal box. Caudill, I mean, he's near the 30-yard line. Sometimes risks pay off, though. Great move by James. Pass back to him. He'll move to the inside. Slide tackle. It looks like no foul. Still playing. All off the head of Midway. Passing it through. And there should be a little bit of space here on the sideline. Turning, cutting, going. Whistle blown. And that is a foul on IU East. Midway still trying to fight for possession. Ball's back to Coleman. Coleman finds Gibson. Gibson pressured by two attackers. Off the chest of Troutman. Pass shanked off of somebody on Midway. And it's out. Ball's out again off of Midway. 31 minutes remaining. Nice cross. Popped up in the air. And cleared away. That was a great kick, too. That was in the air. So that ball wasn't on the ground. He kicked it in midair. Was able to clear it to midfield. IU East, though, not giving up just yet. Looking for another opportunity. That's Lanky. Oh, so close. If you're an IU East fan, this is a little bit more of an exciting game than usual. In terms of shooting, offense, that sort of thing. Like I say, I always feel bad for Gibson, or at least for the IU East women's team, I always feel bad for Gabby Mitchum because usually, for the most part, there aren't that many offensive plays when it comes to the opposing team. So as a goaltender, might be just a slight bit boring, but that's always actually really a good thing. Offside's called on Midway, so they'll retreat back. And the fans are not happy with where that ball is being placed. So either way, possession for IU East. Less than 30 minutes left to play in the first. We're all tied up. IU East 0, Midway 0. Although I will say IU East has been dominating when it comes to overall time of possession, shots on goal, corner kicks. IU East has been leading in most regards, but I think they also have the most fouls. So there are pros and cons. Ball's out of bounds off of the Red Wolves. Ball is somehow still in play. Tripped player and a foul on the Red Wolves. And actually, the clock was just stopped. Looks like the line judge is talking with the field ref. Now, I'm not sure what they're talking about. I'm trying to do charades. 2 words. Oh, that was quick. Maybe they were debating positioning or where the call was. I'm not too sure. But either way, the Eagles have a free kick. Gibson's there. He's able to turn the ball around, and he'll just pick it up. Pass back to Gibson. Now he's being pressured. Pass all the way to the far sideline. Trauman looking for a pass. Finds his man, Ruiz passing. Ooh, nice move there. Stolen away by Midway. Through ball, almost gets through. Great defense by Coleman. Coleman over to Troutman. Troutman looking for Lenke. Off the legs of Lenke, and Hall was almost there, but the ball is out of bounds. And Troutman just took that off the center of the forehead. I'm sure that wasn't extremely pleasant. Lenke, nice pass through the legs. Pass to the outside. James, he's in. Goal for IU East. And let me tell you what, that was perfect setup. You couldn't ask for a better pass. Just like that. IU East is up 1-0 against Midway. And all IU East needs to do is either win or tie. So this is a great step forward in that direction. So we're trying to decide who got the assist. It was off of both Trevor Lenke and Gustavo Ferrari. But in the end, Montel James scores it. So Ferrari and Lenke will both get the assist. So always great to share the love. But don't share the COVID love. If you can, get the vaccine. That's at least what I would recommend. I'm not a medical professional, but they are free. You can sign up. I actually got one last Wednesday. So if I am dead within the next week or two, don't get it. But if not, hey, they're open. Actually, in Liberty, Indiana, where I'm from, I basically got to walk in. Obviously, I scheduled, but it was pretty much a walk-in sort of event because nobody was there. So if you are interested in getting a vaccine, highly recommend it, especially with IUE having in-person classes in the fall. It's going to be helpful, especially trying to get everybody healthy and getting back to maybe somewhat of a normal life, what 2019 was. And, man, let me tell you what, I missed 2019. I'm going to be honest. That's a great thing to look forward to. And actually, from one that I was looking at, I was scheduling classes just recently, and it looks like not only IU East, but also many other area colleges will also be having in-person classes in the fall. I think Erlon was talking about doing some more in-person classes. I was doing some baseball, and I talked with the SID, asked him on his thoughts. But overall, things should be getting a little bit more normal academically. So that's something to look forward to. And now there's some pushing and shoving. And yellow card on IU East. I can't tell who that is, though. Oh, another yellow card. That's going to be on Midway. So one yellow card to IU East, one card to Midway. So, Dom, what were those numbers again?
20 and 23, I believe.
So 23 for IU East, so that would be Ochoa. And then 20 for Midway is Drew Blades.
What time do we have?
So the clock is stopped at 25:18. I'm not sure what started that shoving match. There was somebody that got flipped over here in between the 30 and 40-yard line. But it looks like there's just some boiling blood. Tell you what, it's that hot weather. We've been in the cold, in the rain. Now, for once, we actually get some nice weather. So, honestly, just blame it on that. Play resumes, free kick. Bouncing back to Gibson. Gibson able to scoop that up. Great job by him. Realistically, this entire season, I haven't seen too many yellow cards, especially from IU East. So, it's a rare occurrence. Nice moves. Gavin Miller gets the ball stolen away. Coleman steps back, and the ball rolls over to Ochoa. Pass back to Gibson. Gibson flanked on both sides. And he finds a nice pass close to center field. Ruiz passes to the far sideline, moves up to James. James battling against two players. Lenke pass to the outside. Hall He'll find Troutman. Troutman. Off the head. And whistle blown. Offsides on IU East. I believe that was on James. Ball is out of bounds off of IU East. Great steal. Ball's back to Coleman. He'll pass over to Troutman. Now here goes Troutman. Ball passed near the center of the field. Midway's looking for an escape route. Close sideline. Moving, cutting inside. Pass through. And Gibson is right there. Actually, that would have been dangerously close to offsides. So maybe it was a good thing that Midway didn't touch that. Now, speaking of Midway, I see a sub creeping his way over to midfield. That's number 2, Jacob Smith. Hall slides in, and the ball is out of bounds. That'll be off of Midway. And for Midway, looks like number 2, Jacob Smith. He's a sophomore from Frankfort, Kentucky. He will come in for Thomas Sidebottom, number 14. But that hasn't happened just yet. Corner kick off the hands of Caudill. And on the second attempt, he grabs it. So close call, close call. Here goes Midway. And they've got a lot of space here on this far side, or close sideline, I should say. Cutting near the inside. Still in possession. Now pass to the outside. And, well, that ball almost went just completely out of the actual stadium. With that, now we'll see our first sub of the matchup. Clock is now at 20:40 left to play in the first half. IU East is up 1-0 after a goal by Montel James. IU East working the far sideline. Cutting back, looking for a pass. Nice. Now there's an opportunity here to set up. Not offsides yet. Looking for the cross. Sets back to Linky. And that ball is out of bounds near the Midway sideline. Ball made it all the way through the defense, but it might just go out here. It will. So great idea, great look, but nobody was there in the area. And we're about to see another sub coming from Midway. This is number 21, Daniel Caldwell. He's a junior from Owensboro, Kentucky. And he will sub out number 7, who is Taylor Daniel. Montel James is surrounded on all sides, looking for the middle. Now the pass is on the far sideline. Ferrari looks. That's a wide open Troutman. Troutman one-on-one. And he may have just tried to cross it, but that ball went all the way almost near the corner, and it's out. Goal kick for Midway. And the time continues to tick down. We're now closing in on 18 minutes left to play in the first half. Nice grounder. Here goes Montel James. Uh-oh. Great save by Caudill. Wow. Couldn't ask for a closer attempt at a shot. Linky turns the corner. Might see another attempt here. Linky in the goal box. Ball crossed through off the foot of Midway. So Midway back to back. Feeling the heat. Pass is out of bounds. IUE's throw in. So this has been a dangerous spot for Midway. They really have had no time to breathe. Cross. Stopped. Montel James in possession, passing it through. And whistle blown. And that foul is on Midway. So James will get the free kick in striking distance. So we'll see what IUE decides to do here. Two players are waiting. Now James will walk away. So Gavin Miller is over there. James is over there. Miller takes it, crossing it in. And that ball is out of bounds. So, right idea. Just a little bit off on the execution. IU East retreats back, and Midway has possession. Although truly for Midway, the biggest factor they really need to start getting is time of possession. They just have not had the ball realistically past their side of the field. Of course, there have been a couple of mistakes by IU East here and there, but I can only think of maybe one shot that Midway has taken so far. That's a nice opportunity, though, if it weren't for Gibson. Troutman, close sideline. Pass to Linky. Ball still bouncing through. Michael Hall. Ruiz. Wide left. Midway has two more subs getting ready to go in. IU East has not subbed in one player so far this entire half. 25 and 36 are standing there. 25 is Carter Shelton. He's a sophomore from Linwood, Kentucky. And 36 is Patrick Cleary Jr. He's a sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. Actually, we're going to see a fifth sub now walk over for Midway. And as soon as he turns around, I'll get that number. That is number 16, who is Gerson Solis. He's a sophomore from Shelbyville, Kentucky. There's a nice pass intended for Lanky. Scooped up by Caudill. All nice moves. Ruiz turning. Looking for Ferrari. Ferrari gets pushed. Coleman steals the ball away, trips, falls, no call. Ball through the legs of both Hall and that Midway player. I think it is number 25. That's Sheldon. Actually, no, number 29. Yeah, number 29. So actually, that was side bottom. Like I said, that biggest trouble is seeing the numbers on these yellow jerseys. I have to respect it, though. It's hard to pull off all yellow, so can't complain there. IUE still on the attack. Ruiz sending it through. There's Hall. Hall on the right side. Looking for a cross. Cross. Over. Off the head. Oh! Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was lanky. Wow. So from Hall to Linky, wide open header. That's a goal. IUE's now up 2-0 against Midway. 12:50 on the clock in the first half. Looks good. Looks good for IU East. Can't wait to see these stats because I'm sure the amount of shots that IU East has taken are going to be in the high numbers. Maybe not double digits, but close to it at least. Ferrari looking for a pass. Ruiz steps. I know, actually, that's Miller. If I could get my numbers straight. Now, this is Ruiz, though. Coleman looking for Ochoa. Ochoa steps up past midfield. Nice moves there. And IU East, they really like that back and forth passing technique on the sideline, bouncing back and forth between two players. It's worked out so far. Foul called on Ferrari. You know, I just realized it's extremely ironic because on the scoreboard, Eaton High School, their mascot is the Eagle. So right now it says Eagles 2, Guests 0. But that's not the case. Eagles are down 2-0. Miller decides to pass back. Alvarez has got plenty of space. Nice move over to James. James back over to Alvarez. He's still going. Trying to juke out the defender. Now he's being pressured from two players. Still has it, though. And somehow he came out alive. Ball in the goal box. Grabbed by Caudill. Ferrari steps around. And we'll see a little bit of a triangle passing drill. IU East, knowing they have time, they're going to use their defensive line. Take some time, set up some passes. Pop fly. Hit off the head of Troutman. Whistle blown. Foul called on Midway. James got the pass through. Scooped up by Caudill. And with that failed attempt, there's a little bit of some space here on the close sideline. Less than 10 minutes remain. IU East is in the lead 2-0 against Midway. And For the most part, the Red Wolves are just chewing clock. They really haven't been pressured on the defensive line. They've had plenty of time, and they're looking for another offensive stab. Ball's out of bounds, and we'll see a goal kick. 2 subs finally for IU East. It's been almost the entire half, but we'll see 2 players come in. First one I see is Elevarasu, Santi Elevarasu. He's a freshman from Dubai in the UAE. Also coming in is number 20, Manny Cabrera. He's a sophomore from Vacaville, California. There's a high flying pass. Grabs by Gibson, and Gibson kind of faked out the striker there. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But here goes IU East. Plenty of space. Cutting their way through the defense. Stolen away. Ball passed back to Caudill. Caudill turns, looks for the other side of the field. Elvarsu pressures. Troutman cuts off. Still being pushed, no call. And Ruiz looks to Alvarez. Alvarez, Ruiz. Midway is just completely shrunk back into their side of the field. Looking to just play defense and try and survive the rest of this first half. Cross here coming soon, and nobody was in the area. That ball is out of bounds. Almost. Oh, wow. It's still in. So that rolled pretty much the length of the field, and now it's not out of bounds. So that's actually impressive. I thought that would roll out a lot earlier. Either way, 7 minutes remain. Coleman's going to pass it. Speed and quickness on the outside. But the ball was faster. Ball is still kept in on the corner. Elvarasu passed it. Stolen away by IU East. Shot. And wide left. Ball glances off of Midway. Troutman, whoa. Nice little grounder there. Miller passing it forward, popped up. Now it's up for grabs. And there's nowhere for IU East to go but back. Coleman's near midfield. He's got a wide open Troutman. Troutman to Elvarasu. Trying to move past the defense. For the most part, he will. Throw in for IU East. Coleman, ooh. Thought for a minute he was going to try and pass it, but he's able to juke out the defender. Whistle blown. Call will be on Midway. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to play. Here comes a free kick from IU East. Line drive. Bounces off of Midway. Ooh. That was a heavy, heavy fall. Miller. Pass intended for Ferrari. Ball is called out. And although this call is in the favor of Midway, that's still plenty of time being ticked away. Now closing in on 3 minutes left to play. Great moves by IU East now. They're in possession, in control. Lanky cuts in off his shoulder. And the ball is picked up by Midway. Midway just really doesn't have the strikers over there to really do much. So they lose the ball again. Streaking down the sideline. Nice pass. Could see a cross here or a shot. And it's still in. I don't know what just happened there. But the ball is still in bounds. And now it's out. So it was just a cluster of people there near the post. And Caudill dove for it. So somebody kicked it hard enough. Then it bounced up, went flying. And now, well, IU East is back in possession. Also, just a flock of geese flew over the end zone. You don't see that very often. And again, it is Ohio, so can't expect too much. Less than 2 minutes left to play. IU East is in the lead 2-0. Elevarasu passing. Ferrari, nice move to the outside. Looking for some open space. Having a heyday. Ball's still in bounds. Wow, what a great spin. And Caudill falls on it. I don't know how that ball stayed in, but some lucky backspin. One minute left to play. Midway desperately looking for some passing lane to open up. Elevarasu almost got there in time. Ball's now past midfield. Nice pass deflected off the chest. Midway has a shot here, potentially. Still moving in, cut into the inside. Rolling. Popped up. Off the shoulder, Midway able to corral it. 30 seconds left. Ball out of bounds. And we're going to see a corner kick. 20 seconds left. Time still moving. 15 seconds. Could be the last opportunity. 10 seconds. Here will be the last kick. 5 seconds. Ball goes the wrong way. And that'll do it for the first half. IU East is in the lead 2-0 against Midway in a must-win or must-tie situation for IU East. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with stats and more. You're watching IU East men's soccer here on the Red Wolves Sports Network.